Hello, and welcome back to Xpwaste, where you definitely should give your crush one of the new rings from Desert Treasure 2. And if I'm your crush, I'll take the Ultor ring. Hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm Oxie. If you're new around here, welcome. We're a podcast that talks almost entirely about old school RuneScape. I say almost entirely because we have a tendency to get distracted quite frequently. Like I just got distracted by this drunken dwarf who popped up while I'm training prayer. We're going to talk about RuneScape a lot, but it's also not impossible that we talk about anything else a lot.
True.
So brace yourselves for that. If you're not new around here, I'm back. I realize it doesn't really feel like I was gone because we didn't have an episode last week, but I'm back from vacation, so time to fill your ear holes once again.
Yay!
Michael, how have your ear holes been this week?
Quite empty actually.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Sadly enough. Yeah. I listened to your episode that you were on with the Gothic Rest boys. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I say I listened to it. For most of the actual episode, I listened to it in their little like recording. What do they call it? The broadcasting chat.
I wonder where they
So
got
I wasn't
idea from. That's crazy.
I know, right? Well, theirs is free, so
that is true. Theirs is free. So go join the Gothic Rest podcast and you listen to it as they record it. It's pretty cool.
But there's the broadcasting, and I was there for like 2.5 hours, and I was like, this episode should be done by now, so I'm gonna go. And you guys went for like almost 4 hours, so there's quite a bit that I missed, but it was pretty good. I mean, week wise, I haven't really been doing much other than working and training mining on my Group Ironman account. I'm right now I'm currently less than 100k away from 83 mining.
Jesus,
which is a lot of mining. It's been like mining at work when I have the time. Not so much this week. Like I haven't really been logging in while I'm at work just because I've noticed like my productivity does go down, which I have to reevaluate because I get distracted with reading the clan chat and talking to people in games. So just got to be less social, I guess. But yeah, I got a lot of mining. I went and did VM, the solo VM to get like the large watering can. I got 10,000 points. It took like ages. I think an hour and a half to 2 hours just because I was not going very efficiently. I think at max efficiency, you can get it in like an hour. So let's just do quick maths here. So it takes 30 seconds for the game to start, and then you should be able to leave at 9 minutes. So it should take 1.5 minutes per time, and then you need 300 points. So 10,000 points divided by 300 is 33 games. So 33 games at 1.5 minutes each is 49 minutes. So it should take you less than an hour to get the whole 10,000 points that you need. Took me over an hour, but that's fine. I'm preparing myself for whenever I have some time back on the PC to be able to do some volcanic mine because I would like to get my dragon pick through volcanic mine. Everybody I've told is like, yo, you should just go to the wilderness. Just go to like Calvarion or go to Vedion. I'm like, no, thank you. Unless one of my group mates wants to go with me, and that doesn't seem likely, I'm going to go to volcanic mine.
Doesn't seem likely.
You make that face.
What?
It would be a miracle if we could get the boys to go to the wilderness to kill Calvarion. I would do it.
Considering Calvarion's a single combat boss, it probably wouldn't work out too well for us.
Vedion's a little dangerous.
You know.
Yeah. But recently though, besides mining, besides doing the VM, I've been woodcutting because I want to see if woodcutting is a little bit easier to do as an AFK method while I'm at work. Just because woodcutting is generally more like stand there, cut tree, drop logs. And if I do it in the woodcutting guild, then at least I'll have like a boost without needing to rely on other players. And for me, the magic logs would be kind of nice. I could cut yews once we get to Prith, I'll have a ton of options there. And so maybe woodcutting is my first 99. Who knows? I thought for a while there that mining might be the first 99 just because it's easy to do while I'm being AFK. For all the audio only listeners, that sound that you just heard was accompanied by the most disgusted face you could imagine from Oxie.
Bro, I'm in a group with a filthy skiller. This man just said 99 mining might unironically be my Iron Man's first 99. I feel like I'm asleep and people are just like feeding me nightmare sentences.
Can you imagine if I got 99 mining knocked out as my first 99, how easy it would be to max? It'd be incredibly easy to max. It could happen. It really could. Because like you do enough PVM and Herblore is basically free. And so I feel like one of the hardest ones would be prayer.
Say that sentence again, but slower. You do enough PVM.
I would gladly do enough PVM for the supplies to get like
a Slayer will
levels.
Get you a lot of herbs, that's for sure.
That's true. And I guess on the way to 99 farming and beyond, you have a lot of chance to get the herbs and stuff. Anyway,
you should go do a farm run on your main right now to see if you get the Tangle pet.
Maybe while you're doing your spiel.
Yeah, maybe during my weekly spiel, because I haven't forgotten your desire for the Tangle pet.
It is a pretty big desire, but it's one of those like broken dreams. You kind of just leave.
Broken
in the
Jesus.
Yeah, so like it kind of reminds me of that movie, what's it called? Inside Out, where the imaginary friend is like left alone in the field of...
Yeah, no, that's fine. Bring up stupid skilling methods and then try to make me cry on my own show. This episode's going great, boys.
Dude, if you want to cry,
I'm gonna get 99 I'm gonna get 99 reminding. Remember your Pixar trauma? Like, man, why you gotta do that to me? That's such a sad scene.
I can only watch Inside Out once a year because literally I cannot watch that movie without crying. I don't know why. I never had imaginary friends as a kid, but just thinking about that scene.
You want to be really sad? Find that audio on TikTok.
No.
Find that audio on TikTok. It's absolutely...
And then watch the video.
It's horrible.
Oh,
the audio on TikTok is absolutely horrible. Because people put it behind like pets and things like that. Oh my God, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Go find that audio on TikTok right now.
I'm not doing it.
TikTok Bing Bong audio. I'm telling you, you're gonna hate it.
Oh, I just got the log basket for all you forestry enjoyers out there. Post that up in the groupie chat. Here we go. Copy, paste. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where if I want to cry, I'll just watch Inside Out. Other than that, it's a great movie.
TikToks are worse.
The TikToks will make you cry worse.
TikToks are terrible. Like the movie's a tearjerker for sure, but like, God, the TikToks are bad. They're good bad, if that makes sense.
They're good bad. No, that does make sense. 100% makes sense. I could never be an actor because you'd have to like learn how to cry on command, and I just can't do that. So my acting career died before it started.
I used to be able to pretty well.
How do you like?
You think of really sad shit. What do you mean? You think of really sad things that affect you IRL, and then you translate that to whatever you're talking about.
Well, some people can just like make a face, and then tears will flow. Like they'll go, like make their face look like they're crying, and then they can just cry.
That is possible. You can squint your face in such a way that it will look like you're crying. The face you just made, for all the audio only listeners, doesn't elicit sadness. It elicits constipation. So I don't know about that. So maybe your acting career died for lots of reasons. Who knows? But
hold on. I'm gonna open this log basket. Oh, this is a game changer. This really is. It's gonna make this way more AFK. All you Xpwasters out there, sound off. Should I get the log brace to attach it to my forestry kit?
Absolutely. What? Of course.
Because a lot of people are saying that it's kind of annoying because you like when you go to bank, it's really inconvenient because you have to take the forestry kit off.
I think they wanted to make some sort of change where like you can bank stored shit, like
Yeah.
not looting bags and fish barrels and log baskets and shit. I think they wanted to make a change for like the equipped one. I think
the coal bag, you can, if you have it in your inventory, you can like shift click empty, but it has to be in your inventory. I would be interested to see like if they had a deposit box. Oh, they could just put another little icon for wearable storage.
Yeah, I'm thinking like honestly, I thought they just brought up that was something they wanted to do.
So maybe I'll just save up for the log brace, because having that inventory space would be kind of nice, and keeping everything in the kit. What I need to do, and what I might actually do while we're recording, is go get the rest of my lumberjack, because I only have the top.
We're in VC last night planning some stuff for Xpwaste North. This man goes, God, it's so expensive to buy lumberjack. I'm like, Michael, please tell me you're not buying lumberjack from the forestry store. Please.
No. Well, I was curious if it was going to be more convenient, but it's not. It's like 5,000 bark, anima bark, and you have to have like redwood logs. It's kind of, no, magic logs. It's kind of crazy. Like to get to 75 wood cutting and not even have the opportunity to get the outfit that only gives a 2.5%, when you could go to do priest in peril, do temple trekking at 1 wood cutting, and then have that benefit.
Yeah, what's the skill requirement for Innate of the Marique? Genuinely, I don't. So there's not one for Innate of the Marique. There's not one for In Search. There's not one for Nature Spirit. There's not one for Priest in Peril. You literally could get it with 1 wood cutting. You're right. That's crazy.
Yeah. So otherwise, you're looking at 75. Unless you're a main account. I'm thinking Iron Man. If you're an Iron Man, you have to wait till 75. So it's better for temple trekking. But if you're a main account, you can just buy the logs. I guess that's actually tangenting off a tangent. It is kind of whack, the amount of logs that you have to give the forester for like simple things. Like there's for the woodcutting pet, like you have to give him noted redwood logs. So if you got the woodcutting pet and you also were able to get like, and you had enough anima bark, as an Iron Man, you'd have to get to 90 woodcutting before you could recolor your pet. So say you got it really early, so you're like 40 something. You have to go a whole nother, multiple million XP before you can recolor it. It's kind of whack.
I mean,
I get why they did it.
You can technically get them from the gold chests with, what's that mini game called? The
Shades of Morton?
Shades of Morton. But I'm pretty sure to get a gold chest, you need a gold key, and to get a gold key, you have to burn. Do you have to burn redwood logs for that? I don't actually remember.
I think so. Okay, so the Chaos Cleric brings up an interesting point. He said, however, if you were to wait until 75 woodcutting to get the lumberjack outfit, 2.5% of that XP is only 30,000 XP. So from 1 to 75, you only saved 30k XP. So it's not. Listen, it's not. It's principle at that point. It's not about the whole efficiency thing. I mean, the skilling outfits do nothing in terms of actually helping you get XP. It's just kind of a nice thing to have. The only skilling outfits that I think are worth it are the Rogue's outfit and the rune crafting one. Everything else is hit or miss. You could have it, you could not. It's not going to make a big difference unless you're going for 200 mil. But not a lot of people do that. So it's a moot point. But I'm going to go to temple trekking. And while I'm doing that, I feel like, Oxie, how was your week?
My week's been pretty good. This past week's been great. I've been on vacation the entire time. I think I killed like 100 reanimated abyssal demons one day during a thunderstorm while we were up north. Otherwise, I didn't do a thing in this game. It's been wonderful. Got to spend some time outside, did some fishing, did some swimming, did a lot of drinking. And I'm not a big drinker, like in general. Like if I even like drinking with the boys when we're on Discord, I'll have like 1 shot and then 2 beers. Like that's like my cap when I'm even on nights where we're partying. I'm just not a big drinker. But like up north, when I don't have to drive anywhere, and I don't have to like be directly responsible for anybody, you know? I don't have to like I don't know. It's just a fun, more comfortable experience, you know? I was getting pretty toasted some evenings. It was great. It was fantastic. And then I got to spend the week with the family. My best friend came up for a couple of days. So being up north was fantastic. In the land of RuneScape, I realize I've not really given you guys an update in about 2 weeks. Though if you did listen to the Gothic Trust episode, it's a little bit more recent of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which go check that out, by the way, if you haven't already. Gothic Trust, go listen to me because I'm awesome.
Or me. I have an episode there too.
I've got a more recent episode, and I'm more handsome. I don't know. I'm just saying words at this point.
Only slightly.
At least he admits it. We've won, boys. We've won. But no, things are going well in game. Before I left, I wanted to get some like master combat achievements, so I finally got the second PNM KC. So I have a staggering 5 Vizanti's Nightmare KC now. I also got Crush Hour and God, what's that other one? Dreamland Express, where you don't let any sleepwalkers through.
Is it really called Crush Hour?
Yes, it's called Crush Hour, where you kill everything. So you kill the parasites and the shitters that pop up with the hands. You kill them.
That's amazing.
In one hit, which wasn't a problem. You just got to focus on what gear you're wearing. The one that really pissed me off was I would simply react. I had it perfectly. We were good to go, and I died on the same tick that Nightmare died in the last phase because I didn't have any food, and I was getting like the sleepwalkers were coming in, and I was getting out DPS by the sleepwalkers, and my claws were 0-0 to start the phase. Like it sucked. Like that final like shadow phase where you run around the boss at the very end. So that was frustrating. I didn't get that one done, but it's easy to do. You just have to pay a little bit of attention in like the second to last phase. But yeah, otherwise I did that on the main. We have more heads to go through. We're 97 prayer. We're almost certainly going to get 98 while we're recording, and we'll see how far we can get into 99. I have too many heads, so I have to be careful. With how many I use, because I've been doing batches of 25, because I don't know why. I think I don't know if it was that Barrows quest or what, like something threw off my calculations pretty severely. Because I thought I needed more than what I bought, and it's fine. We're cheering though, so we're probably gonna get 90, 98, which we'll get 126 combat today if that's the case. So we'll finally be 126. We'll never have any orange or red names anymore on the main, which will be cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
yellow from here on out.
Yellow from here on out, baby. And then, so on the main, right? Earlier this year, I set the goal to get 2200 total level, and base 90s. Those are the two that I want to go for. Base 90s only gets me to like 2170 something.
Oh.
So I may have talked about this a little bit on Gothic Rest, but for the Xpwasters who didn't listen or haven't listened yet, my grand master plan for 2200 total on the main, right? Base 90s, 99 prayer, and 95 thieving for chambers put me at 2080 total level. There are 12 remaining skills after that I don't have 99 in. So if I get one level in each of them, so just one extra blow off level. So base 91s, that puts me at 2192. And then I need 8 more random levels here and there. So I'm trying to like suss out where I can find these levels. I've got like 4 smithing levels banked with gold that I could do, that I'm considering doing, because I really don't mind blast furnace all that much. I am considering asking for a small loan of 470 million GP so I can do battle staves to 99 crafting, because after doing the calculations, I only lose like 6.5 mil, I think.
Oh, okay.
Which, that's barely anything, because once you sell the battle staves back and all that, so just give back the loan, lose probably about 7 or 8 mil, because I probably just insta sell everything and lose a little bit more money. Which, like, to spend 6 to 8 mil for 99 crafting with one of the fastest methods, that's totally fine by me, man.
Right.
I considered doing green dehyde bodies because you actually profit about 1 mil, and the hour difference, it's 21.2 hours for green dehyde bodies and 19.3 hours for air battle staves. So I still need 160 mil overhead to do green dehyde bodies, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Do you think that you could make back? Well, you said you lose like 10 mil. So
no, it's either at minimum it's 6.6 from the calculations I've run.
Gotcha.
But it's probably going to be closer to 8 because I'm just going to like insta sell everything and get all the money back that way because so I can just repay the loan. But
so if you were to do the slightly slower method and then make 1 mil, it would be I guess it would be a matter of like, do you think you could? And this is trivial, but like, do you think you could make that 6 mil back in the hours that you saved? Probably
100%, yes.
I mean, a couple hours of raids if you got lucky. But yeah, I don't know. Like,
I mean, once again, I can do top. If I really want to make a bunch of money back, I'll just be like, hey, let's go to the theater for a while and see what we get. So I'm really not. 6 mil at this point is pretty negligible. So
yeah,
unless I'm buying gear upgrades, in which point 6 mil is going to mean the difference between having a gear upgrade and not having a gear upgrade. But as far as like skilling is concerned, supplies, things like that, 6 mil is not a bad loss at all. So I'm considering 99 crafting. I'm considering going to like 94, 95 smithing with whatever levels I have. So pretty much I got to get base 91s by the end of the year. I've also considered doing hunter, just because the thought of getting one more mining level really hurts my soul. Like really, really hurts my soul. So I think I have like 7.7 million XP left to go. And that just sucks.
What is the XP till 91?
XP till 91 is 550,815. Yeah, so I have about 7.7 mil.
That's like 10 more hours, I think.
Misery.
Something like that.
Misery.
No.
At MLM.
Yeah, 10 more hours.
Misery. Or obviously volcanic mine, but you know, I'm free of mining right now. I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I mean, that's my skilling plan that I want to do for skilling. But I think I just got to get this prayer grind over with because it's boring the shit out of me at this point. It really is. It's really really boring. I know. It's just I have like, how many heads do I have left for level? 348. 348 more heads till I get a level today. Oh my god, it's just so boring. I'm over it.
You definitely should try it on mobile. See how that works out for you.
Oh, I've done a ton of it on mobile. It's not bad.
Oh, okay.
It's just it's still boring.
Yeah.
Like I want to get it done so I have the 99 and I can, you know, better figure out what I'm trying to spend money on and how I can organize my skilling goals. But yeah, it's just a boring grind. That's all. Yeah, so that's pretty much all that's really happening on the main. On the iron, I'm currently doing this super fun activity of running back and forth with the sawmill to get my planks for construction. And I'm just cooking through stamina pots. I'm going to have to start using energy potions soon. I only have like 400 energy pots in my bank, so we'll see how long those last. But yeah,
what method are you doing for that?
What do you mean? What method am I doing?
Like, are you going to are you going to Castle Wars and then the balloon to the sawmill?
No, no. I don't know what. I don't know. No, I'm just running. I'm just old school running back and forth.
From Varrock?
Mm-hmm.
Like the bank?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that works.
It's not XP per hour, so I'm not fussed about it. I just got to get it done. I don't even know how many more planks I need for 70 construction, but that's the goal, is get 70 con and then probably train Hunter and then finish off Herblore. And I think that's all I need for Song of the Elves. But the Slayer is going to be the worst. I think I'm still only at 62 because I haven't logged into the Iron all week. It's been great.
It's so interesting to me that the words out of your mouth were Slayer is going to be the worst.
Yeah.
The PVMer, you are the PVM guy.
I am the PVM guy, but fun PVM and mid-game Slayer are not the same thing.
I mean,
Absolutely not the same thing. Kill 180 suckers when your team doesn't have any cannonballs and spend 6 hours at Tob are not the same kind of PVM. It's not the same kind of fun.
But to me, it's like a leading up to the fun, because once, every level is a level towards fun Slayer. Once you get to gargoyles or
see, that's the neat part.
burst
Slayer
tasks.
doesn't really get fun until you start making a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, but you got to do Slayer to make money. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yes, the early Slayer does it is slow. I wouldn't even say it sucks. Like, I enjoyed getting to 70. I had some cannonballs to help me along the way, but it wasn't terrible. I think once you get over the hump and you get to some of the more money tasks like Dust Devils, like 65, it changes your perspective. Because I was making $1 million per task with Dust Devils, which was money in the bank. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, but I'm also not selling any of this stuff because, again, I'm the blue helm player.
No. $1 million in just like alchables.
Still, I'll have my planks bought. I'm just, fortunately, money on the iron isn't as satisfying. I'm just not a fan of training Slayer. I like getting upgrades, but training Slayer to do so, I still don't have a black mask. I gotta get myself one of those. I gotta get a cave horrors task from somebody, but I might finish out some diaries too. I just have to look and see what diaries I have to finish. And then there's always the prayer problem, getting 70 prayer. So taking a week off has not made me like Iron Man anymore. That's for sure. But we're trying. We're trying because I have a group mate who really wants a quest cape, who probably could have gotten it by now, but has waited for me. So I'm really, really trying to grit my teeth and get through this absolutely dog shit grind. But oh my god, it's miserable. Misery.
Hey, once you get some of the nicer levels out of the way, then it's just account progression at that point. Because I have some pretty good stuff in my house. Getting 70 construction, I wouldn't have got it otherwise. I probably would have waited a long time to get construction, but having the stamina pool in the house, that's kind of nice. Because at this point, actually, hold on. What you could do is we could go in the same world, and instead of using stamina potions, you could just go to my house, use the stamina pool, then you're good. If you're running the whole time.
It's still a lot of teleporting and a lot of running.
So much work. Just too much work.
No, it's all so much work. It's all so much work.
So
man.
spoiled by the GE.
You have no idea. This is the worst. I don't know how to play this game without the GE.
You can do it. I believe in you. So we did say this is going to be a shorter episode, and we're already 30 minutes in. So, we're doing it. We're doing it, folks. You're here.
All right, enjoy this recycle commercial. See you guys.
Thanks for checking in. I just got another Lumberjack event. Hell yeah. So today, just to kick things off a little bit sooner than we normally would, today is the release. If you haven't seen on the news, today is the release of the newest quest. That's right, folks. You're listening to this on a Wednesday. You're welcome. I almost said thank you. No, you're welcome. Unfortunately, Oxie and I have not done the quest. So you all know this is going to be highly speculative, but we're just going to kind of, talk about what we feel like we're hyped about and what we kind of expect from the quest. Because I watched the trailers and it was kind of cool to see they're talking about the Empire and the Fallen Empire, and then they kind of teased because they had the four themes: blood, shadow, ice, and I forgot what the fourth one is. Help me, Oxie.
No, this is fun for me. There's one more. You can get it.
Blood, shadow, ice. No,
recording booth chat. Pipe down. Pipe down. Recording booth chat.
It's not there. I want to. You know what it is?
Of course, I know what it is.
You know why I'm having so much trouble is because we've been watching Avatar, and all my brain is pulling from is fire, earth, water, air, the 4 elements. But it's blood, shadow, smoke.
There it
Nice.
is.
Golly
There it
gee
is.
willikers,
He's
man.
finally done it, folks.
I did it.
God.
Anyway, the 4 themes.
You can tell he's stoked about Desert Treasure 2.
I am. It's just, I told you, Avatar's on the brain. So if you watch the trailer is what I'm referring to. One thing I wanted to call out was I feel like there's a boss called the Leviathan. It's a hard word to say. The Leviathan. And that is generally a sea monster. So if you watch the trailer, when they were talking about the ice diamond or the ice theme, it was like a ship with water and stuff. So I'm pretty sure, and it doesn't really make sense, but I guess the Leviathan is going to be the ice themed one from what I can guess. I'm not sure there's like a vampire, right? I'm trying to pull up the blog that showed the names of the 4 bosses here.
Do we think the Leviathan's going to be draconic?
Draconic. Oh, like a dragon, a water dragon?
Yeah, because like most of these depictions I see kind of show a Leviathan. Because I'm not looking I just searched the word Leviathan.
Uh-huh.
Most of them pop up as like sea dragons or like sea serpents or something like that. So who knows? Maybe Dragon Hunter Lance would be sick there. I don't know. I don't know what the options are going to be. Again, I have no idea. The quest is out today, and I didn't play it yet. I woke up early in the morning and I started it, and I probably got pissed off at a puzzle and went to work knowing full well that I'm not going to be able to complete it. And I'm probably at work right now when this episode releases, just mumbling and grumbling at the fact that all my friends are getting drops and I have to sit and be at my office all day long and very obviously not be able to do the quest at work because my dog shit laptop is going to be a struggle. So that's probably what I'm doing in this moment when you hear this episode.
Yeah, I'm definitely at work. I work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. now. And today I'm actually leaving to go on a work trip at like noon-ish. And so like I'm leaving work early to get on a plane. And so if I did do the quest, it would be probably while I'm sitting at the airport on airport Wi-Fi with my little MacBook Air laptop trying to kill 4 bosses with a trackpad. It's not happening. So good luck me. I probably actually, if I'm being honest, I probably won't even get to it till the weekend, which kind of sucks. Because there's money to be made here. There are 4 new rings, a new axe, which I kind of want to go into that just a tad bit, if you don't mind.
I do mind. I mind a lot. I don't know. I don't care.
You mind a lot?
What? I
Okay.
don't care. What are we talking about? I don't even. Michael and I talked last night for like 3 hours planning stuff for Xpwaste North. At the very last like 10 minutes, we're like, shit, what are we talking about tomorrow? And we landed on like, oh, Desert Treasure 2, ? So I don't care. Talk about whatever.
Okay. So I have to amend a statement that I made a while ago. This is my apology video for all you out there. I really crapped on the Soul Reaper axe, but I went and did some more video watching this morning about it, and Rice Cup actually had a really informative video where he was testing it on the beta worlds. And that thing looks awesome. It looks really cool.
Are there beta worlds open right now?
No, this was like a month ago.
Oh.
So if you guys haven't watched any videos and you were still on the fence about the Soul Reaper axe, let me just tell you. So 5 hits, your first 5 hits, it's going to siphon HP from you. I think it's 8 HP per hit for a total of, what is that, 40? 5 times 8 is 40. So for 40 HP, you now have a really strong axe until you stop attacking. I don't know the exact numbers, but he was saying that's like going to be really good. It's one of your best in slot melee weapons for just like Slayer and non-boss monsters because it has a decently fast attack speed. And if you're able to hit 5 times and not go out of combat, where you can keep attacking monsters and you don't need to switch a weapon, you're going to have a really, really high DPS weapon. So I think it's going to have a really great impact on the game as far as like Fang might not be like the sword that you just take everywhere now. With, best in slot melee, this Soul Reaper axe is going to hit hard on most things. So he mentioned in the video like a bunch of bosses where it might be good. Sarachnis, Cerberus, all of the God Wars basically, or Krill and Grador. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited about it. So I'm going to amend what I had said previously about it and tell you guys, hey, Soul Reaper Axe probably going to be good and it's probably going to be expensive. So if you're going to be farming the bosses, look out for those pieces. You have to get one from each of the bosses, which I think will help with the price. But any Iron Man out there, it sucks. It really does. It's going to be a lot of grinding. I'm expecting this thing to shoot up to like hundreds of mil and pretty easily stay there.
I would be shocked if that was the case.
It always shoots up. Like Fang was 500 mil day one.
I mean, okay, day one, yes, everything is going to be expensive because there's not going to be that many of them. I think once it levels out, I don't know if it's going to be the best. I just don't know.
I mean, for general bossing, here's where I think it could have a nice niche. For general bossing, your best in slot melee is generally going to be a scythe for like bigger targets. But the scythe obviously has a upkeep cost. And so if this axe only takes a little bit of food as far as upkeep goes, because you lose those 40 HP the first 5 hits, if you have to like bring an extra brew on your bossing trips because you're taking guaranteed damage, it's going to cost a lot less over time, which will increase GP per hour. And if it's comparable in DPS, then why would you take the scythe? Yes, the scythe has a rooted place in the game as one of the best in slot melee weapons. But if you see, I don't know, just like upkeep cost combined with DPS, this might be a better option for you. Just a speculation.
Where is Scythe the most ideal DPS? So I'm trying to think it through, right? So you've got Theater, you've got Nightmare. Cool. You don't take the Scythe into the Wilderness for any bosses. You can take the Scythe to Bandos, but Arclight is better at Krill. I think Arclight and Fang actually are better at Cerberus and at Sire. Yes, there's a Scythe tack for the Inferno, and if you're doing a melee Fire Cape, Scythe is good there. You don't take Scythe to Vorkath. You don't bring Scythe to TOA. Scythe is pretty good at Chambers, so Scythe will probably stay on top at Chambers because unfortunately Ulm is a little bitch, and the jatting and the hitting through prayer will make the low life mechanic kind of difficult. For not kind of difficult, impossible, kind of
just
annoying. Yeah. So there's that. There's also, I'm just trying to think of like where else you take it, like Obor, Bryophyta. Who really gives a shit about those bosses? You don't take it to Mole. You take it to Hespori. You take it to Grotesque Guardians. So like those are places where Soul Reaper. I mean,
for Soul Reaper, Mole would be hard.
I mean, it wouldn't really be that hard.
Well, no, because you're out of combat.
You get the 5. Well, that's true, yeah. So I mean, again, you normally just take Darox or T-Bow anyway for Mole. Must, but you don't use melee. I don't know. I mean, KBD you don't use melee. KQ is KQ Karis? Is that best in slot melee?
Yeah, I think so.
The Karis part is in the blue one? I don't remember. Yeah. I don't know, but
I think it is.
I don't remember taking Scythe to KQ when I did it because I think KQ's crushed. So I think if it's not Karis, it's Inquisitor Mace. Yeah, but this weapon as a quote unquote replacement for the Scythe doesn't seem super true, because the places where the scythe is best in slot, it's just the best.
Right.
Now, they got a pretty good point that, like, most monsters in the game at 99 hit points do not deal 69 damage through prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Zuck, I don't think anything can hit you for that hard. Zuck and Verzik's Green Ball, nothing can hit you that hard through prayer if you're not making a mistake. So, you minimize mistakes, you're probably fine, right? I think this is going to be great for Slayer, and it's going to be really fun at some bosses. I don't know if it's going to outright replace the Scythe as the best melee weapon in the game, because frankly, the weapon I would take for most melee encounters is the Fang. Or the trusty Abyssal Whip. You know, the Abyssal Whip is good enough everywhere. You can take that bitch to literally all the content in the game. As we always say, it's part of the trifecta for a reason, folks. But I think on the higher financial end of it, you know, creeping onto the mid-game a bit, Fang is the same speed, and Fang will hit damn near anything, right? It won't hit some things as well as Scythe, but it'll hit everything. So I think it's going to give Fang a run for its money more than it will Scythe. That's just me kind of listening to what we're talking about here and where this is applicable. I think it's going to be a cool weapon. And I think the Slayer point is going to be awesome, because Slayer monsters don't usually hit through prayer. It's like, this would be a great weapon to go AFK Dark Beasts at. It would be a great weapon to use at gargoyles. With you'd have to use prayer pots, which I don't love doing at gargoyles, or you could not use prayer pots and just switch into Guthans and reset your aggression stacks or whatever they are. So this is a really good Slayer weapon. It's going to be really fun for that. I think it's going to have some uses in bossing, surely. It might have a combat achievement based around it, and maybe the bosses themselves are, like the new ones that come out, are merciful enough with their hits, where you can justify using it there, you know?
Right. So it has a 121 strength bonus, and then when you get to your 5 stacks, when you do your 5 hits, it gains a 30% boost to that strength bonus for every hit. So it'd be I did the math just now, 150 something, 160, close to 157. So 157 strength bonus.
What I'm interested in with this weapon, so looking at, I think it's the Scythe. Looking at the Scythe, which is another one-handed weapon, with the current max melee setup, Torva, Berserker Ring, Infernal Cape, all that, I think you can take a Blood Fury and you don't lose a max hit. Because the trade-off is either Blood Fury and Berserker Ring or Torture and Lightbearer with his Scythe, with absolute max melee. I'm curious if the Bellator Ring, the new one that comes out, is going to play a role in making that method the same with this weapon. Because does it still work if you're at 99 hit points? If you Blood Fury yourself back up to 99 with this weapon, are you still hitting like a truck? I don't know. I don't have the blog pulled up in front of me, but that's just like a speculative question that I have, because I mean, if the Bellator Ring, Torva, Infernal Cape, you know, Prims, all that stuff with a Blood Fury, and you can use this weapon and still get all the sick effects, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. But the reason I bring it up is because now that the Bellator Ring adds, or is it Altor? Whatever the bigger one is.
Plus
the one
12
that gives the bigger
strength. It's an Altor.
Yeah. Altor, my apologies. If the Altor Ring adds a max hit, the you don't lose max hits might be going away. That might change. I haven't run any DPS calcs with the Scythe or any other weapons, but it might be going away. You might not be able to take one or the other. But I'm curious if it also applies to Soul Reaper. Blood Fury is still fine, but you do lose a max hit. So you will gain a max hit with Torture and Altor.
I do want to clarify, the Soul Reaper doesn't have any low life effect. The effect is it siphons your HP, but you can always heal back up and still keep the bonus.
Mm-hmm. But I know there's it's a certain delay in like not attacking or something. I don't remember. It's been
10 ticks.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's 10 ticks. If you don't attack for 10 ticks, which is 6 seconds, you lose your bonus. Which, when I'm thinking about it now, it may not be that great at God Wars. Just because like you solo God Wars maybe, but you kill the bosses so quickly, and then every single kill it's a guaranteed 40 HP loss. That's a lot of supplies.
Yeah, that is the rough part of God Wars is that respawn timer. I was gonna say because it's really not that bad, especially if you're not tanking. Like if you go to Bandos with this thing and you're not tanking, it's pretty free DPS. But the 90-second respawn timer, you know. But I suppose just switch into Guthans.
Yeah.
Like we've been using the the Guthans tack for like 20 years at this point. So just like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Bring a set of Guthans and kill the minions with that to get your health back. I don't know, but it's definitely going to have its fun uses at bosses.
Worth a try.
Yeah, at the moment I'm not entirely sure what they are off the rip. I think obviously Sarachnis would be a fun one. It'd be fun to watch people raid with this. It would probably be fun to raid with it. Because you probably can bring it to at least chambers for sure. Because you can 4-1 or 4-0 or 5-0, whatever the method is, and not take any hits.
What do you think for Baba?
If you're red Xing, you'll probably get more hits.
Yeah.
If you're not red Xing, Baba's gonna slap a dog shit out of you. But if you're red Xing, you'll probably get some max hits on it. Because I think the red X is what, a 6-tick cycle for the recording booth chat. I can't do it, so I don't know. But 6 ticks, yeah. So I mean, you'll be able to hit the boss, and you're not gonna you're not gonna be within the time frame to lose your like aggression stacks or whatever they are. I don't know if it'll be better than Fang at TOA, because I don't know how well it hits against high defense monsters, but I think it might be worth a try.
Yeah,
because like we said a couple weeks ago when we were initially talking about it, my biggest concern was the attack speed. Attack speed's 5 tick, so it's just a 2-handed Fang at this point. It's a 2-handed Fang and a 1-hit splat scythe, so it's really the methods that we have available to us aren't going to have to change super drastically because it's not like a 7-tick weapon or anything crazy like that. So,
sure. Man, okay, so that was my amendment of my hate for the Soul Reaper. I like it now. Any other final thoughts? Anything else?
I mean, for me, any opportunity I get to wake up stupid early in the morning to play RuneScape, I love it. And I hate mornings. You tell me to like wake up at 6 a.m. for work. Oh, wake up 6 a.m. for RuneScape? That's a little bit different. Getting to, being able to play, I'll be able to play for like less than an hour before I'll have to leave for work. And I'll probably bring my laptop to work as is to try to do a little bit more of the quest.
Yeah.
If I can kill a boss before I leave, that would be sick. But yeah, it's gonna be no guide, which is gonna be tough. And PVMing on my laptop is also gonna be tough when like I have to do work while I'm at work. So there's that. I'm excited to wake up. I'm excited to experience a new quest and a new thing. And maybe if folks are in VC in the morning, I'll join before work. But yeah, I consider taking a day off, but I may have to take a day off coming up for other reasons. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to hold off on my like random don't ask questions personal day and save it for if I have to later. But I did consider it.
Yeah.
I really did consider it.
If I wasn't going on my work trip, I would 100% have called out for this. Just to have the morning while my son is at school. It would have been great, but you boys got to travel, and I can't technically call out on a day that they know that I have to be on a plane and I'm going to see the rest of my coworkers. So
you could.
Like, hey guys, I'm not feeling good, but I'll be fine. I'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine by about 5 o'clock when I get off the plane. But right now,
great.
I'm not doing great.
Right now,
I'm just not doing great right now.
And then they're like, "Hey, how was your morning?" "Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible." Wink, wink. Anyway, I'm excited for the quest. It's going to push back the Questscape on the groupie, unfortunately.
So now
But I
it's
guess
not my fault, baby. Let's go.
now it's not your fault. Do I have all the requirements? That's the question. I have all the skill requirements. Pog. I just need a couple more quests. I have to. Oh gosh, do Secrets of the North. Forgot about that.
Yeah, these
Kill Muspa.
like quest bosses. They released like a little. They streamed a couple weeks ago. I think after we did our most recent episode, you and I, and it was Goblin and Arcane. And Arcane's like, dog, these bosses are gonna be hard as shit. So even Goblin was like, don't do it on a hardcore day one. Like, just don't. So
gosh,
I have an unfortunate suspicion that we're really going to have to grit our teeth and bust our balls to get these bosses done on the irons for our Questscapes this year. I mean, unless they're really not that hard, and it's just a gear hold back issue. Because like Vorkath isn't particularly difficult, but a 4.5 minute kill is.
Yeah,
right. So
my theory is that the post quest bosses will be more difficult because like Muspa, during the quest, it felt very easy. Most people that you talk to who were scared about Muspa, who have like seen people kill it post quest, they're like, wait, that fight was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I'm hoping that whenever the mods are talking about these quest bosses being like no joke, I'm hoping that they're really like talking about after the quest, like their final form.
I don't think they are, but
maybe.
I suppose we'll see.
We'll find out today. All right, XP Wasters. Thank you so much for listening to this part. We hope that you are having fun with the quest as you're listening to this. But stick around. We'll have some more fun stuff after this.
Greetings. My name... well, my name is not important. What is important is that I am a fur trader. I own and operate the fur stall in the greatest city of all of Gillinor. Ardugni. Let's just call it Ardy. I own the fur stall in the greatest city of all of Gillinor, Ardy. Whether you're looking for bear fur, wolf fur, or an assortment of other furs which I don't keep in stock, I've got you covered. Hold on. Can you stop running on my stall? Every day, it's the same thing. Inconsiderate lap junkies take it upon themselves to use my stall as part of their course. You know how many times I've had to repair this stall? 3 times, just this week. And the city guards are oblivious too. It really feels like all of their time is spent guarding the baker's stall and his cakes. Does all that theft bother me? Nah, I don't worry about it too much. My eyes are locked on my stall. No one's stealing anything on my watch. Huh? Yeah, furs. Anyway, if you're in the market for a fur, come on down to my stall. In the greatest city of all of Gillinor. Ardugni.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break because I know that I sure did. As part of the show now, we take a second to thank our patrons who support us on patreon.com/xpwaste. If you are part of the Wise Old Man tier or the KBD tier, you'll receive a shout out in each and every episode. If you're part of the Wise Old Man tier, your names are on the screen now. Thank you so much to all of our Wise Old Man patrons. No new patrons as of this week. So just giving the old hugs and kisses to all of our current Wise Old Men and Wise Old Women. Oh, okay. There's a kiss sound there. Anyway, thank you so much again for all of the support in the Wise Old Man tier. Love it. Love all of you. Hugs and kisses. Consensual hugs and kisses. So now, moving on to...
It's so much worse.
it's got to be consensual.
Oh.
Anyway, moving on to our KBD tier, folks. Each week, we will shout out our KBD patrons to say thank you so much. So, shout out to Broke70, Buckeyes, Oxie's dad, my dad, all of our dad, my dad, Cloud Kicker, Damon, Dicky Bird, Elite Oreo Dunker, XP Enjoyer, Gay Raccoon, Legend Gary, Lil Drakey, the Lord Jake himself, Mark aka iSteam, Mike Oxmall, MT Birchfield, Rylithian, SatanBot666, Soggy Waffles, Seppi J, Seth Shep, Skooma92, Sauced, SOSD3, I think that's how you say your name, Spartan Fire, Taco Ninja, The Big G Jordy, Toast No Toast, and Tiz Talk Coots. Thank you so much to everyone in the KBD tier. You guys are amazing. Your support is it's immense, and we appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys want to get in on the action here with some shout outs, you can join at any tier. Most of the tiers don't give a shout out. Some of them do. You'll find our Patreon at patreon.com/Xpwaste. And we would love to have you there. So thank you again. Now, moving on to our community question. Last week, 2 weeks ago at this point now, with Verf, we asked you guys if you could start a region locked or chunk locked account, where would it be, and what restrictions or exceptions would you have? Starting us off, Iron Otis says, I think someone, not me, should do a chunk unlock account. Every level is a new chunk. There are 3,347 chunks in RS. So when you max, you still have 1,070 chunks you can't access. Who's down for the challenge? That's actually kind of neat. So you really have to strategically figure out which ones are just worthless. Like the 1,000 chunks that you don't need that are kind of worthless. Crayola, aka Talimorn, says, I'd choose the Fremennik province. It'd be like Jeoparite's Northern UIM, but I would allow the ability to complete all the Fremennik province quests and diaries, i.e. leaving the region to complete some steps. I think, honestly, if I did a region locked account, that would be the strat, is to be able to make the full use of the area. So essentially, get as far as you can, but don't lock yourself out of Lorcath, you know? You would need some pretty hefty levels to be able to get to Vorkath, but locking yourself out of it for the sake of locking yourself to the region doesn't seem that fun. Joel says, I would lock myself in Zilly's basement, no exemptions, just Zilly and me. Interesting. I didn't know that was an area we could access. D4 Drake says, pre-God Wars dungeon account. Best in slot is Barrows and Whips. The goal would be to complete raids, maybe push for the Inferno. Ooh. Okay.
That would suck.
Hey, it's not suck if you have fun doing it. Nathan says, I have 2 restricted hardcore Iron Man accounts already. First one is Edgeville only, while the second one is Islands and Ports. If I ever made another, I would probably do Zaya. Is Edgeville only? Is there a lot to do in Edgeville? I guess you have the underground. Usually with chunk accounts or region, you have access to what's underground as part of your region. I guess you can go to the Edgeville dungeon and get to the Varrock sewers that way. Who knows? Nacho Party says, Krend is my favorite area overall, but the desert would be an interesting one. Thirst, TOA. I'd love to explore a chunk account where chunks can be relocked so you have available space. So your available space always changes. Relocked a chunk. Huh. Maybe that might be cool. So if you could sacrifice a chunk to then unlock another one for some, if you can't finish something in your current chunk, you can be okay, well, I'm done with this other one. So then use that as a bank account for chunks. Just kind of move yourself around that way. M. Scotty says, Kandarin chunks start, and I think it'd be fun to only open up a new chunk after achieving a 99 alongside a possible green log or grind. Example, maybe the Barbarian Assault logs. So once you only get another chunk after you get a 99 or a green log. I mean, that's kind of what a green, a chunk account is.
My man said, how about you just green log BA?
That would take so long. And it's not even like you can solo that. Ugh. Torin says, I'd like to see a desert locked account, simply for the agony of having to carry water skins around. And if it's an ultimate Iron Man, then good luck. Guys, I think the question was, what one would you want to start? Not what you want to see other people suffer. Real Crazy says, I would love to do a Letia Citizens account. I lock myself to the Western Provinces region. The only exception I would do for is leaving to do tasks that progress the story, which I'd call missions. Okay, I like that. There was a guy, I don't remember his name, Turtle something. He did a Chiranwin only, and I tell you what, that man spent way too many hours doing very mundane things to get the levels to unlock Prif. I think for agility, there's like shortcuts and stuff there's like things in the underground pass that he did like 200 or 300 hours of just that to get to 70 agility. It's insane. So if you're going to lock yourself to Chiranwin, good luck. It's a lot of grinding. Mockcat says, I don't know, maybe something where you have to earn entry and exits to towns as a whole. Like each time you enter and exit Lumbridge, you pay a total of 1,000 GP. Make it different for each area. Honestly, that might really make you think about like travel in general. Like you're essentially locking yourself out of a city. So if you needed to get to point A to point B, the quickest route is to go through Varrock, but you would go around Varrock to save yourself the money in the early game. And maybe the money just goes up as you progress. Might be interesting. Alex says, Catherby, and I'll just fish until my laptop screen burns my eyes. Yowza. Although, Catherby, that's top tier place to lock yourself, honestly. Nate Dogg says, I think an overworld locked account would be fun. The only exception being quests to unlock areas, specifically for access to the Elflands and Mauritania. Fairy rings will be missed. Oh, you can't go to Xanaris. That would suck. Fairy rings are so pivotal, even on like a normal account for just getting around. Like it's not even an Iron Man strat. Like just mid game in general. Heck, even late game. Like you're still using fairy rings.
I'm using a fairy ring to do my prayer training, and I'm pretty end game. I don't know if it's just the mid gamers who use them.
Okay, this next one is actually really funny. Young Max says, the anti-Oxie locked. The entire game is available, but you can only do activities that Dr. Oxie hates. Winter Todd, Chambers of Xerix, Falcon Fishing, etc. I don't know why he called you Dr. Oxie. Oh, he called you Doc Ox. It's a nickname I guess you guys have together. Young Mac, you're a menace, but I love it. Chris says, boat locked, baby. I'm on a boat. That's honestly, I think once sailing comes out, there's going to be a whole new plethora of like content and region locked and content locked accounts on YouTube. And I am here for it. So excited. So excited for that. Dudeheim says, wait, people have free time and willingly make a hard grindy game even more difficult? Yes and yes. Yes and yes. And finally on Spotify, Tohi says, Willy locked, fast-paced, high-risk, high-reward. That being said, I would probably never lock myself to an area. I don't hate myself that much. Ah ha 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 ha. By the way, it's pronounced Tuies. It's an Aussie thing. Oh, Tuies. Well, I do apologize. I butchered their name for the last time. So, Tuies. Yes, Wildy Locked would be fun. I feel like there's some pretty good Wildy locked accounts on YouTube and stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, you don't want to subject yourself to doing it, check out YouTube for all of your chunk locked needs and area locked. All right, so moving over to our YouTube replies, we asked you guys the same question. If you could start a region locked account or chunk locked account, where would it be and what restrictions or exceptions would you have? Jordy says, chunk locked sounds the most logical to me in the sense that I get a small part to work on and have set goals before I can move on. Of course, in Iron Man mode and restriction wise, I think one chunk gives enough. That's actually kind of interesting in the sense that he's saying chunk locked, but don't make it Iron Man. Maybe. That's how I interpret it. He says, of course, Iron Man mode and restrictions wise, I think one chunk gives enough. Not a lot of people, like when they make restricted accounts, make a normal account because it just, I guess, it adds more accountability, I guess. Maybe. Who knows? Zachary on YouTube says, I've always had this vision of me and my friends specializing in different skills and tasks, complementing each other in our gameplay. With the release of Group Iron Man, this seems to be the perfect ground for a new sort of locked type account. In the content I've watched, I've noticed many members sort of specializing in different areas and skills within their group. So why not make it its own official account? Each member can only select a certain number of skills to train, perhaps one combat skill, and the other gathering, crafting, or support. The party needs to divvy up the skills to ensure that each player has not only has an account that they enjoy, but can support the rest of the group appropriately. Perhaps one person can take on prayer, for example, becoming the dedicated monk tank in the group. I think it could make for some interesting group challenges to open up the gameplay. So essentially you're saying D&D Iron Man mode, but in RuneScape. I'm 100%
here
here
for it. I
for
would
it.
change about that is I would make HP and prayer unlockable to everyone because you can't play this game without prayer. Like I think the idea of having one person who goes for 99 prayer, like maybe you could restrict prayer for certain players. Like they have to complete things in order to be able to train to 70 prayer for the stuff they need.
That would be neat.
But I think at minimum you need to give them, everyone can train to 43 prayer and everyone can train to 99 hit points, because if you've ever tried to do combat without earning hit points XP, oh boy.
It's hard. Yeah,
I've seen the tax. It's miserable to train without doing hit points. So everyone gets hit points to 99, that's free, and then divide up the other 21 skills, which could be actually a lot of fun, because if everyone gets hit points and everyone gets prayer, that's a ranger, a major, and a meleeer who get to divide. Everyone picks 7 skills. And obviously the meleeer, which again, that's another one, because what do you do about defense? Because then do you have people just be like pure accounts? Because that also kind of sucks to only be a range pure. So I feel like you'd have to, maybe you award defense levels for doing something as a group. If that, like, everyone can train defense once we all complete a certain quest, or once we're kind of like locked to various defensive training styles. That could be fun, because everyone, that kind of throws off the groove a little bit of what people can do, if that makes sense. Because I'm just trying to think, like, this one is really interesting. The idea of like a role based in combat. I really like that one. I really do.
With defense, you have defensive casting styles. So like with I'm pretty sure it's in range. But with magic, you can get defense XP alongside your magic XP. So I feel like maybe if you're the major, that's automatically unlocked to you. But with range, I don't know.
So is then defense open to everyone as well?
I would say defense is not sort of like, it's not technically a melee skill. And you can train it outside of doing melee activities. So like you could quest it up to the highest point. Well, maybe not actually, because there's quests that you get levels. I don't know. I mean, it's an unofficial account build,
if you want to create like a Zerker account, like there are ways to there are like certain quest orders to do it in. Like there's an order you do your quest to get 45 defense. Berserkers. So
I'm just thinking, if it doesn't matter, like getting the levels don't matter, you're just not allowed to use them. So like you could do Monkey Madness 1, you could do the one that the Knights Training Arena, that stuff gives you defense XP. Yes, you're going to get attack and strength XP, but you just wouldn't be able to use it. You're not necessarily the person using it. But if it gives you the defense XP, then sure.
I think the goal for an account like that would be everyone, like all three people has their respective super weapon, which only becomes an issue when you get TOA involved. Because the skills required for Beneath Cursed Sands, like not everyone could do Beneath Cursed Sands with the skill division. And depending on how you divide up skills, it might not be possible for anyone to do Beneath Cursed Sands. So there's always that issue as well. It's a cool concept, but I think the idea of like, and even you could technically say a Sangstaff and a Kodai are as best as you're going to get, because you can do Tob with just Priest and Peril, and you can do Chambers with nothing. You can just get to Chambers and do it. So I think that would be super fun. Would make Ulm absolutely miserable. You'd be like 1+2ing every single hand in every single phase. That would suck. The Rangers just like running head back and forth, doing absolutely nothing to contribute until head phase where he has to solo it. That'd be great.
Oh, I didn't consider that. Yeah. Well, I guess it kind of just plays into the whole roles thing. Like, hey guys, you're going to get me to the end, and then I will carry us to the inevitable end, essentially.
It's a fun concept, but my question is like, what's the end goal? Because
wait, you can use magic on the head. It's just not very effective, right?
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna hit anything.
You don't like he's only susceptible to range, the head phase, or like the head.
I don't know if it's not immune necessarily, but doing 2,400 points to the head when you're hitting 2s every 30 attacks is really not an effective way to kill the head. I don't know if the head is immune to mage or melee.
Yeah.
But I know the mage hand is immune to melee because you can't hit it. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm just thinking in the sense that if you're going to leave the range guy alone, the mage could essentially help. If it's not immune to
I'm just trying to attacks. Like maybe God Wars would be the best in slot for you guys. Like that's your goal is complete God Wars. Though cool. Next would be miserable.
Yes.
Maybe complete God Wars and like mage just gets nothing. Maybe complete God Wars, complete Barrows. I'm just trying to think of things that like
goals
have
for the
multi-style. Yeah, like goals for the accounts plural.
Lovely question. Thank you so much for the question there. That got the creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
So moving on. Cab says Crandor only. Crandor only. Just the one single burnt to a crisp island where there's nothing. I mean, I guess in the volcano itself, you have some pretty cool like monsters to kill, but
you can access the Tazar area from there, I'm pretty sure.
From Crandor Island? Oh, maybe, yeah, because you're in the volcano. Oh. So Crandor only, get a fire cape with literally nothing. No way to get arrows or anything. That's great. Valeric says, I would do an Extreme 1 chunk from Lumbridge like Limport, but I would allow myself to pick the next chunk. I wouldn't like reach unlocked accounts where no matter how much you overcome, there will always be an upper limitation of what you can achieve. Yeah, the whole random chunk thing is kind of a turnoff to me when it comes to like doing a chunk locked. Because if you can efficiently map out what you want to do, you're not leaving it up to absolute RNG in the end. So I feel like I'm with you on that one, Valeric. And finally, on our community question replies, Xavier says, not sure if it counts, but I'd start a 2013 locked UIM, so the game on release plus God Wars, Rooftops, and Nightmare Zone, whatever else. 2013 locked would be interesting. I think Bodhi started like a 2013 locked account, and like you don't have like the orbs next to your mini map, so you can't change your run energy or you can't activate your prayer. So those orbs are gone. You have to do a lot of menu escape, which I think is really dumb. You probably would have to play on like the vanilla client because RuneLite wasn't really a huge thing. OS Buddy was, but you'd have to figure out like what like if they had a client in 2013, which I don't think they had right off the bat. You'd have to figure out what plugins were available back then, if any. But that might be fun. It might be fun to see like what methods were available back then to you to be able to max an account. Speaking of 2013, there's a section on Crystal Math Labs where it has like a Hall of Fame for different achievements. And there were people, I think RuneScape came out like late February. By early March, there were people who had 99s already. If you ever want to go to, it's on Crystal Math Labs. It's in the top menu bar. It's Hall of Fame, and you can like toggle and see which like certain 99s were achieved and the dates and stuff. Just like Google when RuneScape like Old School was released and like cross-reference that with the dates people achieved some stuff. Absolutely mad. These people, gamers, absolute gamers. Anyway, that's going to do it for the community question, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who did answer. If you want to answer this week's question, it's going to be, what did you think of the new quest if you did it this week? And if you haven't done it, what are you most looking forward to? You can answer that question on the community question section on Spotify or the pinned comment of this YouTube video. Oxie, it's now time to throw it over to you for achievement of the 2 week.
It is time for the back-to-back double achievement of the week. It's unsurprisingly a big one because, again, it's been about 2 weeks since we've done one. So, whenever that happens, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We have a lot of achievements to go through, and we're going to go through them, damn it. We're going to go through every single one that I found and hopefully didn't miss any because, boy, you guys know I hate when I do that. But I think we got them all. I'm confident everyone who achieved something awesome is going to be shouted out. So, without further ado, we're going to get the biggest one out of the way first, and it's skilling. A lot of y'all did a lot of cool stuff in skilling. So, kicking things off, Submediant achieved 99 prayer. Low achieved 99 cooking. D Falconer with 3 99s in a week achieved 99 range, 99 slayer, and 99 prayer. Wow. Fish achieved 99 hit points and 99 range. Shinkiro also achieved 99 range. No, 99 mage. I apologize. I don't know why I read the word mage as RNAGE. I've been staring at the screen too long, folks. For Vitney, on his absolutely mad cruise to max, achieved 99 crafting, herblore, and smithing. Andy Will Kill achieved 99 cooking. Pork Jerry with 99 woodcutting. The Sims with 99 attack, strength, and defense, from pretty sure 126 combat too. Gay Raccoon achieved 99 mage. Rosgin achieved 99 prayer. Suffix achieved 99 fletching. TNL Corpseman achieved 99 farming. Is it Corpsman or Corpseman? You'd think after all this time of him being around, I would have learned which it is. I think we've been calling him Corpseman, but I think with the pronunciation of the word like core, C-O-R-P-S, I don't think that's correct. I don't actually know. Either way, I know you've been around for years. Congratulations on 99 farming. Sheffy achieved 99 range. Doombar achieved 99 smithing. HOVO1, Hovo1, I hope I'm saying that right, achieved 99 cooking. Corkster achieved 99 construction. Crayola Cran achieved 99 strength. Fizzle achieved 99 hit points. Corkster again. Oh, I wrote that wrong. Normally I write both 99s at the same time. But in addition to 99 construction, Corkster also got 99 thieving. Again, cruising their way to max. De La Gente, haven't seen him in a while, probably because he was getting 99 agility for a while.
Damn.
Harry's with 99 fletching, and it's a wonderful screenshot because he and the boys are like at necks, just like in between kills, and he's fletching dragon darts with an inventory of stuff. So congratulations on 99 fletching. Parkville achieved 99 fire making. Nuggy69 achieved 99 prayer and 99 farming. Parker J achieved 99 fire making. Dildo the Great making a return to achievement of the week with 99 fire making. Bloat's Ass. God, what names back to back? Bloat's Ass with 99 wood cutting. First ever skilling 99.
Hell yeah.
Broick 70 with 99 range. And Dillygaff 105 with 99 Slayer at Hydra. We have some additional total level achievements to crack off here as well. Ratty Cole achieved 2K total. Dean 709 achieved 2100 total. And GLW achieved 2200 total level. To all of your new fancy skill capes and all of your fancy new total level worlds, congratulations to our skillers here in the chat. Moving over to the miscellaneous category with what might be a record of quest capes in a week, which I feel like we always get a ton when there's a new quest about to come out. But kicking off the quest capes, we have Murrah, D-Boots, Captain Clunk, a name we have not seen in a long time. Welcome back. Reed Deasy, the Big G Jordy, our boy Jordy, Brandon, Plug and Abusing, and Hollow Gray. That's like what, 8 quest capes?
Damn.
They're loading up. They're making sure they are set and ready to go for Desert Treasure 2. We've also got some various other miscellaneous achievements here in Achievement of the Week. Parker J with the double-double with his diary cape, as did Rosgin pull the double-double with his diary cape too. Emeritas achieved a music cape, and as much as I say every week that pets are not achievements, they're not. I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys. Pets and drops are not achievements. However, I did tell him that if he made nearly top page, I would shout him out. Doc Hart achieved at the time he peaked at rank 48 Phantom Muspa, which that's pretty impressive. I think I looked him up today. He's dropped down to rank 50, but I'm not second page in anything, and frankly, I don't think I ever will be. So that is an achievement in and of itself. All of that was done while hunting for the Muspa pet. So congratulations on your rank, because that's the achievement, not the pet. Cannot stress this enough. That's the achievement, not the pet. Finally, finishing us out with combat. You guys were violent these last couple weeks. We have 4 brand new fire capes. Wheat Toast, which I don't know why. That's a name that like I saw. I'm like, ooh, I like that name. Wheat Toast, Seppi J, J Goose. I think it's how you say that name. Gooss. I think it's how you say it. J Goose. And Biggery. J Goose and Biggery. They all achieved their first fire cape this week. Good timing too, because there's going to be melee bosses in the new quest. We've got some firsts ahead of us here as well. Seppi J again, MJ Still, and the proper way to pronounce the name, Rue Tigger T35. Not Root Tigger, as we have been saying. Rue Tigger T35. Rue and Tigger are both characters in Winnie the Pooh. I don't know where the T35 comes from, but after, like, he posted it, and then in parentheses was like, by the way, the name pronunciation is this. But they got their first Zulrah kill this week. So congratulations to the 3 of you for your first Zulrah kill. Jimothy achieved his first Corrupted Gauntlet, and both Sabretooth and Yes Lunch achieved their first PNM kill. I think it was Yes Lunch who also got the frog transmog. I'm not 100% sure though, because again, that one's... If you guys want to start getting shouted out for 6 Jad completions, let me know, because it's hard, and it's something you really only have to do once unless you want CAs, but even then, CAs, you don't have to do a ton of it. Let me know if you want to get shouted out for 6 Jads the first time you complete that. I don't know. We have 1 kit this week. Soy Victor got the Missouri kit like 2 hours ago, so I saw it in the clan chat and added it to Achievement of the Week. We also have some combat achievement completionists for the combat achievement section of Achievement of the Week. That's a lot of achievement words. Avengor and Buckeyes both completed their hard combat achievements. Yes Lunch, of making an appearance again here in the combat section, completed the elite combat achievements, and Planker completed the master combat achievements. We have one more achievement to cap off achievement of the week that I think also happened today. I think it happened this morning. Our boy Iron Hyla, Pit Hyla, Wiped Hyla, Maxing Hyla, whatever variant of Hyla he has been, he is now Infernal Hyla. Hyla achieved his Infernal Cape this morning. He finally did it. He's been, we've been talking about attempts, things like that. So congratulations, Hyla. I would say you can play the game, but you changed your name to Maxing Hyla. So I imagine you're not going to be playing it in a whole lot of super enjoyable ways coming up. So, Infernal Cape achieved. Time to get rolling with the Max Cape immediately.
Wow.
So congratulations to you, Hyla. Massive achievement, completing your first Inferno. Super hyped to see it this morning when I woke up. And congratulations to everyone who achieved something awesome this week, whether or not you got shouted out. If you want to show us what you did and possibly get shouted out on the show, head over to discord.gg/OSRSTNL and show it off in the Levels and Achievements channel. I will say the only caveat is if you don't put it in Levels and Achievements, there's a chance I'm not going to see it. So put it in Levels and Achievements if you think it's shout out, if it meets the shout out criteria that we've done for the last several months at this point. How long have we been doing these sections for? I don't remember. It's been a long damn time.
It's probably within we probably started it within the first 30 episodes.
Did we really? It seems like maybe. It was way long. It doesn't seem like it was that new.
So way sooner. So first 15 or 20. I don't know. There's
later than that. Later than that. It seems like we've done it more recently. I don't know. Yeah, the Xpwaste anthropologists who know the history. That's one hell of a term. But head over to our Discord. The voice chats are always bumping. I think we've got 4 voice chats that are currently bumping right now. Playing the other games chat is bumping today. So I don't know what folks are getting up to over there. But
what are they doing?
I imagine the chats are going to be pretty busy, pretty up and going with the new quest coming out. So head over and enjoy yourselves in just a cool RuneScape Discord. That'll be in the description down below. Yeah, Michael, it's time, baby.
It is fun question time, and this one comes from our recording booth chat. Shout out to Iron Otis. They asked if you could play any account, current or old, who would you play as and why? So they put the caveat there. Could be an old legendary account or a JMods account. I feel like saying a JMod is kind of a cop-out because you just have the unlimited access to everything cool in the game. You probably could just spawn yourself a T-bow. It's kind of like playing on creative mode if you're playing Minecraft. So, yes, everybody wants to play on a JMod account, but does that make the game more fun? I feel okay, yes, it does make the game more fun, but in ways that would be messing with people. So, if you have any and you want to go first, let me know, because I've got one. It's kind of a silly one, and maybe it's the cop-out of whatever, but if you want to go first, let me know.
I've got a few.
Oh.
But I think the first one that comes to mind is one that might be the most fun. Also, definitely the most twisted. I want to play as Duriel 321 on 666, and I want to see if I can get more kills than he did. I know how to play this game, and I can kill people probably a lot better than he could back 18 years ago, and I want to see how many more people I can kill. I want to get that on the board. I want my KD to be through the roof before they ban me. Yeah. Oh my God, I'd be targeting everybody, especially if I could attack everyone. It wouldn't matter, dude. I would be I'd be smacking everybody because I don't know what his stats were at the time, but dude, you prayer flick, you get protection prayers going. I don't even know if people could fight back then. I was 10 years old. I wasn't playing RuneScape at the time because I was probably at school.
Amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I would try to rack up a bigger kill count than Duriel 321. That'd be that'd be the famous account that I want to play as. I want to be that day. I want to be able to get the ability to kill people and then frankly, if I found out I could kill people, like subtly, like accidentally, I would go to my bank and see what I could gear up with before they ban me.
Yeah.
Like, could I like full tribrid these poor sons of bitches? Like, they've got no idea what's coming. I've grown with like LMS PKing and like Merciless Deadman mode when I used to play that. Like, I'm not the best PKer in the world, but I promise you I'm better than a bunch of shitters in 2006.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, it would be a bloodbath, Michael. Could you imagine?
Ice barrage everyone.
Hybrid switching in front of out there at Falador? It would be gross.
And if they're clumped up, you're just like, you're multi. Because I don't know. Does it technically follow the rules of multi and not multi? Who
I don't know.
knows?
Depends. I mean, the Falador is a multi-combat area, though. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, right.
The Falador Sphere is a
multi
multi-combat area because you can kill the guards. So yeah, no, I'd be kill all of, like the P mods and the J mods who are like, put your stuff away. They're first because they're probably not wearing anything, dude. If I could just like whip Gmaul them down, ooh, God, it'd be over. I'd be killing all sorts of people that day. That's the famous answer, of course. In a less famous example, I would like to see what my old account from RS2 looks like now. Like, I want to bring that account into the present. If I could get access to that account again, just to give myself a reference point of like what I thought was good back then.
Yeah.
And then on the contrary, I would want to be able to send my old account or even my old game knowledge back in time, because I feel like that could be a lot of fun. You know, I don't have... Everyone always talks about like, oh my God, the nostalgic memories of going to God Wars with my friends in 2009. That was great. Do you know how scared of God Wars I was back then?
Yeah.
Like,
I was scared
I
was scared of God Wars in 2016.
Like, we dared our friend to cross the boulder, and we were all freaking out. And turns out he didn't have the strength level to move it. So like, it's not a matter of like, oh, we went, it was a crazy good time. I never did it. I was so afraid of losing all my stuff back then. Like,
It was
if
the
I
risk
had
was insane.
exactly, at least the perceived risk was insane back then. If I had the game knowledge I do right now, like, you know, once, I don't know. I feel like, you know how crazy it would be to learn like 5-0 Bandos and just go do that in 2007 and see what people would say. Well, you'd probably get banned is what would happen. You'd get banned. That's
maybe.
You would 100% get banned.
There's people
people would think you're hacking or cheating or something.
Gotcha.
Like, our brothers didn't like stuff like that. You would 100,000,000% get banned. But I think it would be fun to go back and like get some of those memories that people talk about. We're doing it with Super Scuff and you had the old layout. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't trade the RuneScape memories I have now for anything. Doing my first Barrows run on stream where, I don't know, and this was a long time ago. My first ever Barrows run, I had watched a Theoatrix guide on it. So I had an idea of what I was doing. It was my first time ever doing it. It was live on Twitch. I didn't know prayer drain was a thing. For some reason, I either missed that part or Theoatrix doesn't mention it in his guide, because I had no idea that the prayer was draining. The first one I went to was Torag, because I'm like, Torag's effects aren't scary. Verak can hit through prayer. Darok could probably just kill me in one hit. A Guthan can heal. I'm going to go to Torag. Torag seems like the least scary. Yeah. Of course, that was the tunnel room. So I went in there expecting fully ready, braced up for this boss to come out, and nothing came out. And it's like, do you want to go down into the crypt? And my dumbass was like, sure, I didn't think we were supposed to do this now, but okay. So I went into the crypt. Run energy is draining rapidly because I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. My prayer is getting hemorrhaged because, again, I don't know that prayer drain exists. So why is my prayer draining so bad? Bosses that aren't Torag are spawning in the rooms I'm going into. So I'm freaking out there. So I finally kill Torag and I go back upstairs and I'm like, all right, time to kill the other 5. And then I'm like, now what? Turns out you're supposed to do that room last. So I did my first Barrows run. I used like as much food and as much prayer on that first Barrows run as I did to get my first Zulrah kill. Like, it was stupid the first time I went in. After that, it was like, you're supposed to do the crypt room last. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, okay, that would make sense. So, like, I don't know. Having, like, those memories I wouldn't give up for anything, because that's just fun to me. That's funny to me. But I also don't have the, like, 2007 nostalgia. I played this game a lot in like 2010 when the graphics were super cool and summoning was out and dungeoneering was out. I wasn't good at any of it, but that's when I like played and had the most memories of it as a child. So I think it would be fun to bring my main account back in time, because I would be revered as a god, that's for sure. With all the stuff I had, even if it was only 2007 stuff, I feel like I look pretty scary, you know?
Menacing. Like, if you could take full Torva back before Torva existed, like your max main, your Infernal Cape, to kill the bosses back in 2007, people would think, what is he doing? What is it? Like, it's a god.
Again,
I know it's like
banned.
We're all
banned
players
immediately for
well,
hacking.
like without getting banned is what I'm trying to say. For me, I'm thinking like, so there was back in like RuneScape Classic and like early RuneScape 2, there were people who were on the high scores with fairly high skilling, like smithing. There was probably rune crafting people who like dominated the scene. So there was, I don't remember her name, but there was one girl who got 99 smithing, and she was the only person in the game at the time who could smith rune items. And I know this because of the RuneScape historian on Facebook and on Twitter, because he has like a whole section on her achievements of the time. But like, it would be fun to play on that type of account where everybody else is just like unaware of how to level efficiently, and you've made this account that has like 99 smithing, and you're basically a celebrity at that point, because if anybody has anything that they want to, like, if they were somehow able to like acquire runite, they could trade it to you, and then you could smith them armor, or you could smith them weapons and stuff, and you basically own the market on the best in slot weapons of the time. Because when it's 99 smithing, you've made the absolute best in slot for that time period, because they didn't have dragon weapons. They didn't have barrows. RuneScape Classic, you had rune, and that was it. So it makes sense why now a rune 2H is 99 smithing, because that's probably the best weapon in the game when smithing and stuff was released. Now it doesn't make any sense, and I really hope that they change it. But that type of account, or to play on Zesma's account as like one of the first maxed accounts of his time, that type of, just to see all of the messages popping in if you turn your private chat on, or having people follow you around, it'd be kind of fun to be like a RuneScape celebrity for a little bit.
Sounds like my worst nightmare. Gotta level with you.
I'm not saying that
worst nightmare,
right?
dude.
But like everything is like, I can tolerate anything in short bursts. Like if it was me and I was the RuneScape celebrity, and it was a constant thing where I couldn't log in without people having follow trains, that would
you'd be eating
unideal.
That shit up, dude. Come on now. You'd be
No.
eating that shit up.
No.
Next time Michael logs in, create a follow
vain.
train around him. Figure out where he is and create a follow train for whatever he's doing.
Please don't.
He's gonna eat that shit up.
Hey, listen, I guess you're never lonely, because there's always people just like standing around while you're doing stuff. But in terms of like old accounts, definitely the people who are on the high scores. You brought up a great point, by the way. Like playing on your old account, for this nostalgia's sake. The great thing about my account is I definitely have access to it. I can play that account in RuneScape 3, and I've surpassed it in every single way on both of my accounts. My main account, obviously, and my Iron Man. I've surpassed my skill level, but being able to go back and play the game on that account before like I quit for a while would be kind of fun, to go back to that time and just sit down at the computer, and I kind of have the knowledge I have now about RuneScape, and apply it to like a 2010 brain or a 2009 whenever I quit. I can't really remember. But that would be interesting. A JMod account, I mentioned it in the beginning. I feel like a JMod account would be fun, but only for the sake of messing with people, because you can access areas of the game that are inaccessible otherwise. So like you could just mess with people barbarian fishing, and you could be like standing outside of the middle of the lake, or like you could make Zulrah spawn at the barbarian fishing lake and mess with people that way. Obviously you can't hurt people, but it would still be kind of interesting. Oh, you can?
Do you remember the old
JMod?
like I think it was a Colanello video I saw where like back when Old School first started, it was like Mod Matt K, Mod Ash, and somebody else who I'm pretty sure is gone at this point. And they just like didn't give a shit. Like they would like they go to the Gnome Stronghold, they'd spawn Kriara. Like the real one, and it would just fucking kill people.
Oh no.
And it would, people would like kill it in a big group multi-setting, but that would be like the official Old School live stream.
Oh.
Like Mod Matt K would spawn in Kriara and people would kill it and people would die. And it was like a fun group bossing event somewhere totally random.
Oh my gosh.
So like
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just like PK people as Zulrah while they're fishing.
You know what would be fun to do? Because I know you and I looked at it when we were at Xpwaste South. I want to access one of the old, I think it's like a Clan Wars account or like a clan account that has access to like the boss battle royale that's in Edgeville. Remember you showed me that?
Yeah.
Where like, so it's like every wave different bosses spawn, but it's not like the fight caves.
Yeah.
It'll be like wave 1, Venenotus, General Gardor, Jad, go. See how long you can survive. And just like random bosses and shit pop up. Like that would be fun to play as. Like that is an account that I want access to. That's an account I would love to mess around on and like see how far you can make it, you know, and see what the new boss additions would be. Like obviously, you know, if you add Zuck, it's over. Like it's over in that moment, you know, but like
unless there's a shield.
Yeah, but then it's just not fun to manage the other bosses that are chasing you around, you know.
Oh, true.
Like it's just because then it's just over super quickly. So I imagine some bosses like Zuck and Olm would have to be left out, but like I think it could be fun to be like, all right, Spider Hour. It's Big Nilo, Seracnus, Venenotus, Spindle, and just because fuck you, here's P3 Verzik. Like that would be all at the same time. Like that would be cool. You know what attacks? Really you'd probably have to pray against Verzik more than anything, or maybe Big Nilo. I don't know. You'd have to kill him in a big group. That'd be fun.
Man, I've never wanted anything more in my life than to have access to one of those accounts that can access the boss royale.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel like a game jam would be used for. That would be really fun if they just for
it's
fun.
It's a thing in the game that people can do, but not anyone that you know, I bet, because there's like it happened like 2014 or something. Like it was a long time ago, but it still exists in game, correct? Like it's still upstairs in Edgeville. It's
still upstairs in what's his face's house? The guy that you get all of your stuff back from. It's like a purple portal on the floor.
Is that the man house?
So it's the who's the guy that you get all of your items back from? Purdue. It's in Purdue's house.
I didn't think Purdue had a house. I don't know.
Actually, no. Purdue's house is in Catherby. It's in the upstairs of the general store.
Oh, is it the general store? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check this out on the main.
Run there, Oxie, run.
I'm going to teleport. I ain't going to run from Zaya to Edgeville, but I'm definitely going to teleport.
Live on the podcast. That was a great question, Iron Otis. Thank you so much for that fun question. If you guys ever want to ask us a fun question, there are many ways to do it. One of which is to post in the fun question section on our Discord. If you're a patron, you have access to that. Otherwise, you can post it in the Xpwaste chat. DM it to us. Carrier pigeon, but the easiest way to do it and the most efficient way and the way that I enjoy the most is to send us a postcard.
Is that the most efficient way to send us a
it is. It is. You don't have to log into a computer. You don't have to use energy. You can just put pen to paper, write it out. I can read it. I don't have to my eyes won't hurt from looking at a screen. It's amazing. And you'll get it posted up here on the old cork board behind me forever to be immortalized in a way that shows off all the postcards that I've gotten from around the world. So if you want to send a postcard, our P.O. Box is in the description of the episode, but it is P.O. Box 2376, Keller, Texas, 76244. So write that down. Check out the description to send us a postcard. Oxie, before we go to the end of the episode, I'm pretty sure you have made it to the house to confirm where the portal is, yes?
Yes, it is in the man house directly north of the bank.
So it's not the
clan
general store.
It's the Clan Cup portal, and when you walk in there, it's just an empty room.
Gotcha.
It's just like an empty cave with blood on the wall. There's nothing there. So look up like OSRS Clan Cup. What's Clan Cup trophy? Like, what's videos of the Clan Cup? I'm trying to see like OSRS Clan Cup. Oh, this is all the dev blogs for it. Oh well, it's somewhere.
It's there. If we find it, we'll put it in the description. Not guaranteed to find it though.
Yeah.
But yes, it is the end of the episode, folks. Thank you so much to everyone who got this far. Love and appreciate each and every one of you for your support. If you want to follow us on our social media, that would be great. All of the links are in the description. If you're on YouTube, make sure to hit subscribe and like the video. Leave a comment with your fun question answer if you'd like to. And if you're on Spotify, let me check. I want to do this live on the pod. I think we finally hit 2,500 followers. Oh no, 3,000 Spotify followers. So thank you to all of our Spotify followers. It's kind of a cool thing that it's not shown anywhere, but we have 3,000 people who have followed the show on Spotify. So if you have not followed the show on Spotify, make sure to hit that follow button. Honestly, I think it just gives you a little notification whenever the show gets posted, which is cool. We're not going to spam you with a bunch of stuff other than that. So appreciate it. If you want to buy our merch, xpwaste.shop. Make sure you let us know if you're coming to the Xpwaste North meetup. It's going to be in Ypsilanti, Michigan. We're going to hang out at the place called Best in Games on Saturday, August 5th. So more information about that is in the Discord. If you check the pinned comments of the Xpwaste chat, you'll be able to see everything you need to know about that. Am I forgetting anything? Patreon, all of that's in the description. So, guys, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.